Hi there, my name is Rutendo Melody Gambiza, and welcome to Tea for Travail. It's a corner on this platform right here called House of Hosting Heaven, which is predominantly a prayer platform. But once in a while, I like to come and I like to talk about stuff that I've been thinking about, pondering about, stuff that's gone viral, things that I like to just share and talk about. And let's see how we can pray for this world, this really broken world. So today's topic is something very close to my heart because just in the comment section below, let me know if you're a mother. I am a mom to a 1.5-year-old little boy. And interestingly, I relate deeply to this woman right here and this video that I'm about to show you. And I think it's because it struck such a nerve. And it really spoke to some of my deepest insecurities and deepest fears as a parent. And I wanted to share this video with you. So just watch this and I'll be back with the rest of my commentary.
I'm just going to say it. Raising kids in the suburbs where you're the minority is some bull. And I get the goal is to have the best opportunities, the best school, the best education. But honestly, at what cost? Because while as a parent you're worrying about their academics and opportunities, kids just trying to fit in. And they're looking around for ways to connect to other kids. What do we have in common beside our address? Maybe it's hair color or eye color. Maybe it's language. Maybe it's anime. Maybe it's gender or music. And that's all fine when they're young. But as they develop pre-adolescence, when they start really seeing themselves and trying to figure out who they are or who they're becoming, it becomes a little more complicated. Because they start noticing certain dynamics. And they start feeling marginalized. Always on the fray of a thing, but not in the mix of it. Sleepovers where other moms know each other better than your mom know any of the moms. Because they hang out. Or they go to the same synagogue or the same church. And then there's the biases, conscious or unconscious. I mean, your kid might be really good at the sport, but the dads that hang out together kind of look alike, and so they tend to pick each other's kids as top kids on the team. Or your daughter or son never gets a solo in a dance performance, and you don't want to pull out the race card and say that's it. But you might feel it in the pit of your stomach, though. And if you don't have a community for your child, the struggle is real. Because they really feel alone, fighting for their lives, trying to figure out who they are. Self-loathing starts. They just want to fit in. You know, one of the things I noticed is when I went back home to the hood, and yeah, the area looks depressing, the buildings are dilapidated or whatever, but going into the store, there is a real sense of community amongst my own that I didn't notice before. Like the way that we just organically talk to each other in the aisles, calling each other baby, ma'am, sir, honey. Like if my boys were walking around in the store in the hood, somebody else's mom is going to call them baby. Baby, can you pick that up for me? Honey, can you get that over there? Ain't nobody in Wegmans calling my sons baby or honey. And it's a subtle thing, I get it, but it's connection and it builds a sense of community in ways that you don't even think about. Because if you're in mostly white spaces, white kids are getting that all day because they look like somebody else's son or daughter or nephew. And so they may be getting that kind of constant nurturing within their community from random strangers all the time. And so they're in a community that's constantly building their self-esteem, constantly encouraging them in some way. And I got a bone to pick with other black moms in these communities. Like if you're in the suburbs, and there's about 3-4 of us in a huge community, we're just peppered into the neighborhood. Why aren't we speaking to each other? What is with the wave and keep walking if we do? Because other ethnicities unapologetically get together in the playground, on the corners, start hanging out together. I think we're afraid to look like we're about to start an uprising.
After watching this video, my heart was really heavy. My heart was really heavy because for the first time, I got somebody that was able to rightfully articulate and give language and vocabulary to some of the things that I struggle with, some of the anxieties I have as a parent who grew up in the townships. Some of you might call them ghettos where you stay. But really, my story is very simple. I grew up in a small township called Budiriro in Zimbabwe. It's a very underprivileged community in Zimbabwe. Got an opportunity to come to South Africa for my university, managed to do my undergrad degree program right here in South Africa. Also got an opportunity to do my master's degree right here in South Africa. Finally working in the South African space, I have these incredible opportunities that many people that I went to school with, many people that I lived in the same neighborhood with, never got the opportunity to get. And I have all these opportunities that God has really just opened up for me and blessed me with. I'm able to sit in these rooms that a lot of people where I come from never got the opportunity to be able to enter into. That also has afforded me a certain type of lifestyle. And it's allowed me to step into these spaces in terms of where I stay, where I am predominantly, I'm not the predominant race in that space. And I find that while I'm in that space, and I'm also a new mom, there's a lot of fears and a lot of anxieties that I struggle with. My baby is just a year and a half. He hasn't started going to creche. In fact, we're actually talking about getting him registered and signed up for a very close creche to us. It's like 15 minutes away, and he's going to be going there likely on a Friday alone, just to test him out. You know what I mean? And it's such an exciting, new experience that he's going to be stepping into. But as I start launching my little boy into the world, I have deep-seated anxieties that I rarely ever get the opportunity to speak to anybody about. And this is this incredibly just intelligent little human being, lovable, just such has a beautiful personality, bubbly, and I can't help but feel so helpless that I know that the world that my little boy is stepping into is a world where some people will likely just hate him for who he is, for where he comes from, or maybe for the color of his skin. I shudder at the thought that there are certain people who might not give my little boy an opportunity to just be the incredible human being that he is, and to just give him a chance, an opportunity to just exist and be brilliant, and them accept him for who he is. And this video resonated so deeply with me that I wanted to share it, and I wanted to find out if there's somebody else out there who's had these anxieties, who's had these fears, that we're sitting in this very strange place between being blessed enough to be able to afford certain spaces, to live in certain spaces, but also carrying these deep-seated anxieties and fears that maybe our kids won't have a space in these spaces the same way we have found. And thank God we are grown enough and have the maturity to navigate the spaces, the same way that we've found that there are people that just don't allow us the opportunity to actually belong in the spaces which we can afford to stay in. It's very difficult to talk about, because it's not stuff that we talk about every day, but it's stuff that we feel on a daily basis. So in the comment section below, let me know if you've ever had an encounter with any of the things that this woman has just expressed in her video. Let me know if you have ever had an encounter with the anxieties and the fears that she has. And let me know if you resonate with any of the ideas that she's spoken about, because I certainly know that as a young mother to a young boy about to go to kindergarten, I worry. And it saddens me that I worry, because I know I'm not the only one that worries. If I worry, there's a lot of other people out there that worry. We live in a very broken world, and if I could ask us to pray for anything, I would say from a very young age, let's pray for our kids to meet with people that love them for who they are, and people that accept them for who they are, and people that look past what they look like. So let me know in the comment section if you resonate with this video. Thank you for tuning into this episode of T for Travail. Guys, my little boy is making a lot of noise. I apologize on his behalf, but mommy's got to do what a mommy's got to do. Enjoy.